The head generals give themselves medals illegally for sitting in air conditioning while soldiers on the ground in action under fire don't get recognised. It's alleged that former Chief of the Defence Force, General Angus Campbell, received a medal for being in action when he was never on the ground with the enemy firing on him. One Nation initiated a Senate inquiry into the military medal system, and it just finished. Here's what I found. Government plans to pay hundreds of billions of dollars for equipment like AUKUS submarines, the Hunter-class frigates, combat reconnaissance vehicles, and F-35 fighter jets. Yet Defence is in a recruiting and retention crisis due to low morale. So we won't have people to drive that fancy equipment. ADF personnel are leaving because they don't feel valued, and that's what my medals inquiry investigated. A functioning, fair and transparent honours and award system that recognises the sacrifices and achievements of ADF personnel, regardless of their rank, has never been more important if we want people to join and stay in our Defence Force. We found widespread abuse of the honours and award system, with the upper brass abusing the system. Top brass is plagued with hypocrisy, a sense of entitlement and low accountability. The head generals give themselves medals illegally for sitting in air conditioning while soldiers on the ground in action under fire don't get recognised. Right now, there's a two-tier system in the Defence Force, and that needs to be addressed if we want people to join and stay and have high morale. Here's what I recommended from the inquiry. Firstly, we want those medals to the top brass reviewed properly. It's not been possible to find when many senior officers who received a Distinguished Service Cross were ever recorded as being in action, as the award criteria required. The Defence Minister must direct the Defence Honours and Awards Appeals Tribunal to review all nominations for Distinguished Service Crosses and medals to senior officers from 1991 to 2012 for integrity assurance, with specific assurance the in-action criteria was satisfied for each award. Secondly, return the criteria for the Distinguished Service Cross and Distinguished Service Medal to require the recipient's conduct to be in action. The original change was done without support and against recommendations from the important groups. The distinction for acts committed in action under enemy fire is not trivial. It's a distinction that should never have been erased from Australia's highest honours and awards. Thirdly, establish separate medals as recommended in previous reviews and inquiries for leaders who distinguish themselves in warlike operations, although not in action. Fourthly, the Defence Minister and Chief of Defence should not have the power to cancel other people's medals without any right of appeal. The Defence Honours and Awards Appeals Tribunal must have the power to review decisions to cancel medals or downgrade medals. Fifthly, government must make clear announcements and implement policy to establish command responsibility as a binding doctrine in the Australian Defence Force. At relevant times in relation to the Brereton Report allegations, General Campbell held significant senior command roles over those same forces. If the allegations rise to the point that soldiers under his command must lose their medals, many rightly question how General Campbell can be entitled to keep his medal awarded for distinguished command and leadership of those same forces. It's ridiculous to claim that as commander, one can have both enough command and control over forces to entitle him to an award, yet not enough to make him responsible for allegations on his watch. We need to clean out the abuse and corruption of the honours and awards system. One Nation will always back our troops getting a fair go, especially the people who put their lives on the line in action.
Authorised Malcolm Roberts, Brisbane.